Mum's asserted that it's out of character for her son just to disappear off the face of the earth.
There's been a whole lot of scenarios going through, and they're the sort of things that you've got to live with and keep you awake of a night. Did they suffer? Was it quick and easy? Or, and how and why? And, you just go on and on and on.
There's a lead in the case of Bill Roach, missing for 12 long years. Bill was last seen in 1993, aged 25, and he's assumed by many to be still hiding from his family and friends.
Bill was heading towards an alternative lifestyle. He'd been experimenting with drugs and just kind of wanted to drop out of normal society. On the surface, I think Bill's appearance and demeanour led people to believe that Bill's just wandered off, maybe even left the state and just gone set a new life up.
In Armidale, the Missing Persons Unit joined with a local task force to search for Bill Roach. Bill's parents and sister Kim have just learnt the police have uncovered disturbing evidence and witness accounts concerning Bill.
We believe now, as a result of our investigations, that he has died as a result of foul play.
Did you ever think that perhaps Bill was murdered?
The type of things that go through your head, but we always hoped that one day that he'd walk in the door.
If we could have closure and then we can get on with the rest of our lives. And otherwise, you're still hoping for that knock on the door or the phone call.
Bill went missing 12 years ago now, and we are searching for his remains, and we're also searching for any property that may have belonged to him, or really anything that could tie Bill into the story we've got that he may have died in or around that area. At the time Bill was reported missing, there wasn't a lot done. It could have been the case that because of his state of mind, he decided to take his own life. But there are a lot of unanswered questions for the family. And, the police investigation at the time was basic, to say the least.
SES volunteers, local police and divers converge on Springwood, his last home. Now Bill's family have to confront that his home may also be his grave.
When you talk with Yvonne and the rest of the family, you can almost see the pain on their face. They don't know what happened to Bill. They haven't seen him since late 1993. This is the place Bill used to come, probably the place he talked about.
It's also the place that police suspect Bill's body was disposed of, a haunting image for his mother, Yvonne.
So what do you reckon? Thrown over or?
Sorry?
Pushed over, thrown over or?
Well, I don't know. We don't know. We'll see what we can find in there first, I suppose.
There's been a whole lot of scenarios going through, and they're the sort of things that you've got to live with and keep you awake of a night. Did they suffer? Was it quick and easy? Or, and how and why? And, you just go on and on and on.
It's relieving that it is happening, but it's very frustrating, and a bit of emotion would be anger that it should have been done a lot sooner than this.
We did a whole lot of things, going to the police and they're not having enough evidence and this and that, and people not really listening to what we're trying to say.
In this case, all along, Mum's asserted that it's out of character for her son just to disappear off the face of the earth. And hopefully, Mum will be proved right.
As police and volunteers prepare for one last sweep of the waterhole and surrounding bush, forensic detectives focus on the farm. The mystery of what happened to Bill Roach may be found in the floorboards of this old cottage.
Today we're looking for evidence of foul play, basically. We've been tasked to discover evidence of perhaps body fluids or blood. We removed a certain amount of carpet and applied a number of chemical treatments. We've got a couple of positive indications that there was some body fluids in the residence.
If remains are found, then obviously the process of DNA testing has to take place to establish that it is in fact the missing person. And we have to make sure that a DNA sample is taken from a blood maternal relative to compare the DNA.
On a trail full of twists, Sergeant Samways discovers information that may be devastating to the Roach case. He learns that Bill was adopted. Yvonne is not his biological mother. There may be nothing to match the DNA and forensic material found in the cottage.
It's a blow because we're back to square one. What my role is now is to find a biological relative of Bill Roach.
In his search for Bill's biological mother, Mark has only one clue left. Luckily, his adoptive mother, Yvonne, knew the hospital where Bill was born.
Information that was given to me from Yvonne, and I contacted the hospital where I believe Bill was born, and now I have a name for Bill's biological mum.
The hope is that she is still alive.
There's a whole myriad of resources that we use, and any one of those may indicate where this lady may be residing. A policeman in a tiny little town in the Hunter Valley made a few inquiries on my behalf yesterday, and I now have a phone number for Bill's biological mum, so I'm going to make contact with her today and speak to her and collect a DNA sample, so it's worked out well.
What Margaret doesn't know, and what Mark can't reveal over the phone, is that the baby boy she gave away 25 years ago may now be dead.
Hello, Margaret. Sergeant Mark Samways from the Police Missing Persons Unit. How are you? We've got a missing person we're making a few inquiries about, and yeah, your name just came up in the course of our inquiries, and I just need to speak to you about it. Hello, pleased to meet you. Thank you for coming in.
Margaret Weeks has no idea why she's been called into police headquarters. What she's about to learn from Mark is traumatic and extremely personal. He doesn't want to deliver his news on the phone or at home amongst family who may not know about the baby she once had.
You probably have no idea why, right? You're aware we're the Missing Persons Unit, and we look at people who have gone missing. So I'll just confirm a few things. You're obviously Margaret Mary Weeks.
Yes.
And you were born in 1948?
Yes.
Okay, no worries. You had a child in 1968?
Yes.
Gave birth to a male child?
Yes.
Dennis?
Dennis,
Right,
yes.
that you gave up for adoption?
Yes.
All right, that's what this is in relation to. All right, I can see a bit nervous. Would you like a cold drink, a bottle of water, a cup of tea? What would you like? Can I get you anything? Okay. Could you get a bottle of water, please? We'll just get you a drink of water.
Sorry.
No, you're right. I have as much time as you need, okay?
It's an uncomfortable moment for everyone.
I just couldn't keep two babies. It just, you know, I knew I couldn't give him what somebody else could give him when I already had another boy.
Why we are interested in that background is because Dennis was subsequently renamed Bill. 12 years ago, that young man was reported missing as a missing person.
Right.
Now, subsequent investigations have indicated that he may have met with foul play. So he may be the victim of a murder. All right? Not confirmed. If down the track a set of remains is found, so a body is found or bones are found or other forensic evidence is found.
You need my DNA.
I need a DNA sample, that's right.
Yeah, no worry.
Not a very easy task for me to ask of you, but that's why I needed to speak to you, and that probably also, you can understand why I didn't do it over the phone.
I'm just numb, really. I always thought about him. I always wonder why he never tried to contact me, and I used to think, oh, have I got any more grandchildren? And you don't forget when you have a child. Nobody forgets. You can't ever forget that. No mother can. The boys are going to want to know today what this is all about. So now I've got to tell them.
Today, Mark, Margaret and her son Jason are travelling to Coffs Harbour to meet Bill's adoptive mum, Yvonne, for the first time.
A little bit nervous. I always knew that he would go to good people. I really want to meet Yvonne. I'm very excited about that, actually. I really want to thank her for all she's done for him, you know. But I had to be prepared also because I had to tell my other boys about it too, which they never knew about it, but they know now and been very supportive, especially Jason.
I never expected to have another brother out there. All I want to do is find out more about him.
And there's a lot riding on this meeting for both women. If Margaret's DNA matches the blood found in Bill's last home, then the mystery of his disappearance may be solved.
Certainly no idea that anything could twist as far as this has twisted, and sort of it's like coming full circle.
I know what I'm feeling, so I can't imagine what she's feeling. It'd be even 10 times as worse because she's been his mother since he's been 6 weeks old. get the nerves at first.
But it's
and then you
also
start
a
to
chance
feel-
for Margaret
and I've had
to
some
learn
breakfast,
more
so
about her
you
baby
learn
boy.
how-
I think this is going to be a wonderful day for you.
Yes, I think it
and
is
the others,
too.
and, yeah.
And I hope it is for Yvonne and
And
Kim.
yeah.
For Yvonne, this meeting is a dream come true.
Margaret, this is Yvonne.
Finally, after weeks of waiting, Bill's two mums come face to face for the first time.
Oh, darling, it's so hard for you. And you too. I know, but you brought him up. Well, without you, I wouldn't have had a lovely son. I knew he'd go to somebody wonderful. God bless you. And you too. But I have so much to ask you, and I hope you don't mind.
And I ask you to.
Yeah?
I've got all there ready.
You know.
You need to know and I need to know.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, definitely.
With the help of Yvonne's priceless photos, Margaret and Jason get to see what Bill looks like at last.
He was beautiful, wasn't he?
He was a
I
lovely
did see
little
him,
fellow.
Yvonne.
Did you?
Yes,
Yeah.
I did. I wasn't going without seeing him.
No.
You know, I didn't want to let him go.
No.
For Mark Samways, there's still much to do. His next step is to take the DNA sample found in Bill's cottage to the US for testing and see if it's a match with Margaret's. Yvonne and Margaret light memorial candles for Bill.
Thanks, Yvonne.
With these candles, I'd like to unite the two families and maybe keep these as a remembrance of our Bill. And I'd like to thank you, Margaret, for enabling me to have 25 wonderful years with such a wonderful boy that I could never have done without your help. With that, I'd just like to say, Bill, wherever you are, we are always thinking of you.
Thank you for taking him into your home as your son. I've never forgotten him. He's always in my heart. And wherever he is, I hope he's all right.
We'll do the rest of this together between the two families.
Okay.
And follow it through.
Definitely.
Whatever way it goes.
Yep.
And we hope we can get closure.
Yep.
And for Sergeant Mark Samways, there's finally a breakthrough in his long-term search for Bill Roach.
We've received some information through Crim Stoppers.
But before Mark begins his new search, blood samples taken from Bill's farmhouse months ago must first be matched against his mum's DNA.
If it indicates that it is Bill Roach's blood, there's a good possibility that he has met with foul play.
But if it's not his blood, it'll add weight to the new reports that Bill was spotted alive just days ago.
I'm taking those down to Melbourne, to the Victorian Institute of Forensic Medicine, where they'll test those samples and hopefully see if it's Bill's blood contained on those samples. It's been a very long wait for Bill's two mums, Yvonne and Margaret, and I'm as keen as anyone to get some results to them.
If it is Bill's blood, it'll bring an end to the case and closure for Bill's grieving family.
This is the reference sample that we obtained from the biological mum of the missing person, so if you can compare it to what we've got there.
Yes, okay.
April Smith will now match the samples taken from Bill's farmhouse with the DNA swab provided by his mum.
The three possible outcomes: one, that the analysis will identify the blood samples as that of William Roach. The other thing it may do is exclude William Roach. Third outcome is that the samples won't be able to be analysed because of degradation and other reasons, and that's really the worst outcome for us, and we don't want to see that happen.
While he waits for the report on the blood tests, Mark receives news of another sighting of Bill Roach from Armidale detective Greg Lamy.
Hello, Greg. I'm well, mate. Yourself?
Oh, not too bad, not too bad. Look, we've had a couple of developments in the Roach matter.
Yeah, wonderful. What are they?
We had a fella come in the other day. He just returned from an address in Brisbane over the weekend. He tells me that he saw Bill.
This time, an old university friend has spotted Bill.
So someone who actually knows him well.
Oh, knows him very, very well.
Excellent.
He's telling me that there's no doubt in his mind that it was Bill Roach. I guess that coincides a bit with an anonymous Crime Stoppers report we got through the week before, saying they'd also seen Bill Roach, or who they believed to be Bill, in the Wynnum area at Brisbane.
Excellent.
First, the Crime Stoppers report, and now a second sighting.
This lead in Brisbane is going to be checked out to the best of our ability because we really have to confirm whether Bill is perhaps living in Brisbane or not.
DNA specialist April Smith is examining samples taken from Bill Roach's farmhouse.
Well, what appear to be blood stains on the timber flooring may or may not be blood. They're brown staining on the floorboards, and we're just going to test that to see if we can get a result, a human DNA result.
And just a short time later, April gets a result that's not what anyone expects.
I'm sure Mark Samways isn't going to be too happy, but I'll give him a call and let him know the result.
Missing Persons Unit, Mark Samways.
Hi Mark, it's April here.
Back at Sydney's Missing Persons Unit, Mark Samways gets the call he's been waiting
Just
for.
calling you about the William Roach case.
The mitochondrial DNA testing, the 2 pieces of timber flooring, the swab from the concrete and the swab from the carpet underlay.
If the test reveals it's Bill's blood, then it will confirm police suspicion that Bill has been murdered.
Well, unfortunately, we were not able to get a result from any of the items.
So there's nothing there to indicate that it could be our man's blood?
Unfortunately, there's not, no.
Takes us back to square one in relation to the possible homicide inquiry, but in some regards it's good because there's still hope that Bill may be walking around somewhere.
And that hope lies here in Brisbane's Fortitude Valley, where it was reported Bill was last seen. With dozens of surveillance cameras in the area, if Bill was here, he's sure to have been recorded. Police are meeting the man who says he's seen Bill Roach. He's Bly Grant, Bill's old uni mate.
Good to see you, Greg.
Positive he saw Bill walking here only days ago, Bly called police immediately.
You knew Bill really well?
Yeah, really well. We kicked around uni for 5 or 6 years. I worked in cafes, played pool against him, drank with him.
You'd recognise his gait and his mannerisms,
absolutely.
not just his facial features.
No, and that's why I followed him.
Not wanting to scare Bill off, he kept his distance.
Yeah, just shopping bag, head down, looked like he was going home.
Right. We'll just get you to retrace your steps, I suppose.
Might have been this intersection or the next one, but at one of the two he stopped and looked that way, downhill basically.
Camera there. Righto, that's good.
Bly says he followed him for 4 blocks. And fortunately, the whole route is covered with surveillance cameras. If Bill has been caught on camera, it'll confirm Bly's story that he's alive and possibly hiding out somewhere in Brisbane. They begin to scan every frame.
So he walks up.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Then they spot the witness, Bly.
That's Bly. They're about to pass that sign.
Yeah, okay.
But the question is that Bill Roach walking in front of him?
Well, it's got him. It's got the back of him in the distance, but it's not very clear, is it? It's definitely the guy that Bly was following. But
The camera angle is wrong, the image is blurred, and police are not sure.
There must be other cameras up and down that strip.
So now, if they can find the right camera, there's every chance they'll get a better shot of the man they think is Bill. After 10 hours on the trail, Mark and Greg are still searching Fortitude Valley's Brunswick Mall, looking for the right camera pointing the right way.
Your TV there, does it shine very much out on the street or not? We just need to look. It doesn't shine much in the street, does it? All right, no worries, thank you. No, it gets down to here.
No, yeah, it only sees the legs, there's no problem.
Still no luck. Then, on the very last block, Greg spots one more camera.
Does that capture out onto the footpath? We're looking for someone who walked past here. Nothing to do with what happened.
Without a clear image of Bly or the man he thinks is Bill, they're back to square one.
Well, if he's walked past there, it's going to pick him up, isn't it? Because that's just excellent vision. Let's see that.
See here also.
And just a few frames later, Mark and Greg see the images they've been hoping for.
Hey, there he is. Denim jacket, the Sydney Morning Herald type bag, the recycling bag with stuff hanging out of it. That's definitely the bloke that Bly saw. Whether or not that's Bill, but he A 6-foot male dressed in denim, that'll be our fella.
And there's his mate, Bly, following close behind.
Bly, that's our witness. So that's that guy in the denim's definitely the one he thinks is Bill.
Detective Jim Ryan has taken Mark and Greg to a pub in Wynnum, where Crime Stoppers reports have also placed Bill. To confirm the reports, Mark and Greg need someone to recognise Bill's photo.
Does anyone like that look familiar?
No.
And after canvassing everyone in the bar,
I think I have seen him in here. Whereabouts? In the public bar.
they finally get a positive ID.
Yeah, but yeah, I seen him just over there having a drink.
It could just be the break they're looking for. Calls to Crime Stoppers have also placed him here at the Wynnum RSL.
Question, but this man's not deaf, is he? Because there is a person who could look a little bit like that. He rides around on a motorcycle, on a motorised bike. I've seen him in Wynnum because I live in Wynnum myself.
It's the second mention of the man on the bike who looks like Bill Roach, except that this man wears a hearing aid.
Well, who knows what's happened in that 13 years? He could have had an accident, something could have happened to him. Yeah, I wouldn't discount it because of that, especially seeing the age seems to fit. They said mid-30s.
Police have reached the end of the trail in Wynnum.
Any chance you could just run this guy's name through your records for us, please?
There's no member called Roach, but staff here also remember the man who looks like Bill and who rides a bike.
This is the third licensed premises, and the one we were at before we came here, they described that fella that you were talking about with the hearing aids. And
a search of the club's register gives them a name and another address.
Well, we'll go over the address and have a talk to him. All right.
But just as they're about to leave, there's a sudden development. The bloke on the bike, who's supposed to be Bill Roach, shows up.
You Brian? Brian? Yeah. Yeah. G'day. Mark, please, how are you? We're from Sydney, and we're looking for a missing person who went missing 13 years ago. It's not you?
No.
Someone telephoned us and said that this man rides a bike like you.
That's not me.
No, but can you see?
But there's no mistaking the similarity. And this explains the high number of calls to Crime Stoppers.
Okay. All right, no worries.
All right, good
Thank
on
you. Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, mate.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Brian.
If you didn't know better, you would say
Yeah,
that is
looks like
Brian.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, as you say, 12, 13 years ago.
And that's the problem. The calls were based on 13-year-old photographs of Bill Roach. Jim Ryan is talking with a photo ageing specialist.
To assist with the ageing process, they would like photos of any siblings like in their mid-30s and also photos of Bill's parents.
I know where his biological mum and dad are, and Bill's also got 3 or 4 male siblings. So we should be able to get all those photos that your fellow requires.
Forensic artist John Gner has just received the pictures he'll use to create a current photo of Bill Roach.
Now, first viewing of these, I'm looking for family traits. It's fairly obvious looking at these, there are certain characteristics within this family that will pass down through the various siblings.
John now has photos of Bill Roach's biological brothers and mother at the same age that Bill would be today. He splits the faces like a plastic surgeon, then combines them to show how similar their structures are.
I know, looking at them, that the family will age in that manner and provide me with some very handy type skin lines, wrinkles. And there's that shape of the face again, the lines down here, the shape of the nose. The general overall layout of the face is very similar to the son's. We know that the nose is very, very close, so I'm not going to modify that at all. The mouth is very close. I'll bring in the original missing person and make sure that this face is precisely the same as the face of the missing person.
But one feature doesn't match, and it makes John's task much harder.
The thing that doesn't really gel with the rest of the family is the shape of the hair. He's now going to have probably a receding line, something like that, with this style of hairdo.
But in this job, near enough is not good enough. John has to get it right, or it's all been a waste of time.
He's closer in general shape to this particular brother here, the one at the top. What I've done is to split, copy half of that photo and bring it onto my work page here like so. What's missing now is basically the hair, but what's interesting about this is the way in which both of the siblings have got a receding section down here and a little bit of grey just in that neighbourhood there. My personal thought is that this hairstyle is probably more accurate.
And there he is 13 years later, Bill Roach, aged 39. Once finished, they immediately send a copy to Mark and other police around the country.
So what we've got now is what our police artists in Queensland believe Bill would look like as a 39-year-old. And I'd appeal to anyone out there that knows the whereabouts of Bill to give Crime Stoppers a call, 1800 333 000. It's vital that we get information to give some closure to both Bill's families.